Almost ready for our final here at Alexandra Palace. It is Alexander Fleming of Germany, the Flash. He's been a finalist twice in the past, and he has made the final again. Will he win it? He's up against Andrew Bagley, looking to make history, looking to win this for a fourth time. He's won it 3 times here at Ali Pali. Could he do it again? Could he make history? He's in front of his home crowd here in North London. Alexandra Palace all lit up. Beautiful evening in North London, and the World Championship of Ping Pong 2020 final is on the way in a few moments' time. And I'm still alongside Darius and Christopher Doran, who was in this tournament. He's reached the semi-final stages before, got knocked out a little bit earlier on this time around, but great to have you here, Chris. Darius, we'll come to you in a second, but Christopher, you've been on a training camp with both finalists, haven't you, over the last week? You guys went to Milton Keynes, did this training camp. Tell us about what you saw behind the scenes about these two players.
Well, you know, they've got history being the two elite, with Maxim as being the 3 elite European players of this generation, and really they were just splitting the sets, and you could see all week those two were the 2 best players in my opinion, and they've really exploited it, and Bagley is just the king of getting better and better and better as these matches went on. Start of the week, Alex was far and away the best player, and by the end of it they were fairly close, so should be really interesting between the 2 of them.
Is that right though? Did you really think that those were the 2 best players on your training camp? Because I know a lot of the top talent here at this World Championship of Ping Pong was gathered there.
Honestly, I thought they were the top 2, and myself and Maxim were tied third, and you know, Bagley's just amazing. He really is on this court. If they played in the practice hall, I'd take Alex, but on this court, Bagley's the king at the moment.
Yeah. Darius, I know you've been very impressed by both players, and Alex Fleming made the final twice before. Is this his year, do you think?
I don't know. I mean, I know Andrew a lot. In terms of table tennis, Andrew's just his credentials, his decades of being on top, and just in ping pong as well. So if I'm going to be a sportsman, I would choose Andrew. But obviously it'd be nice to see Alex, one of the main players for the last 4 or 5 years, win one time. But maybe I think if Alex doesn't win now, maybe he'll never win, if I'm going to be honest.
Well, let's have a look at some of Alexander Fleming's rallies. Christopher, show us why you think he's such a good player, why you thought in that training camp and in this tournament he's better than the other players. What's impressed you so much?
Yeah, well, it's first and foremost it's his footwork, it's his speed, he is the Flash. But what he's developed now, he's developed this very, very extremely powerful forehand. So before he might have to grind 12, 14, 15 balls there, you see his speed there, and he's in position, and that's so hard to do, to hit the ball that hard. So he's got the perfect balance between staying in the rally and putting away the loose balls there. You see there, and that's just his backhand's improved so much over the last 2 to 3 years as well. Really there, and the power behind that forehand, and he can change to either direction as well now.
Yeah. He does seem, Darius, like a different player this year. He's always been a threat, but he does seem like a different player, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think he's a man on a mission, and he definitely has updated and improved his game. For someone like Andrew, his game is just so strong, but he's there. But it's just that he's always got another gear to bring out.
And this is him backstage, warming up with, is that Maxim Shmiriev?
Yeah, that's Maxim.
Oh, well, that's good of Maxim, isn't it? That's what I love about you ping pong players. You're all mates together and you'll help each other out, which is great. The Flash getting some last-minute preparation in. He did struggle with stamina issues in one of the finals he got to in the past. It is a difficult one, and we should remind you that this final coming up in a few minutes' time is best of 5, not best of 3 sets, and there's 2 power plays. It's just a very grueling format for you players, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, best of 5, and exactly what you said there with the 2 double point balls now. You can afford to take it in the first set, maybe take a risk at, say, 7-all, 8-7 up in the first set. You know, with 2 players that have, let's be honest, been the 2 standout players of the tournament so far, that close in level, the first set is huge, so you might see a more early double point ball than the previous matches.
Andrew Bagley has just a few minutes to recover from his semi-final. Luckily for him, it was a fairly straightforward affair. He didn't drop a set in it, and he said afterwards he feels he's getting stronger and stronger throughout the tournament. Is that your assessment of it as well, Darius?
Absolutely, yeah, but I mean, the semi-final wasn't as easy as it looked. I mean, the challenge player that he played against had him on the ropes. He missed an easy smash at a big point in the first set. Then Andrew just found a bit of, not luck, but consistency. Challenge was very dangerous, but wasn't consistent enough, a bit up and down. So, I mean, I think, so Andrew's had a range of all kind of players now, and I think he's just ready. For him, just be focusing, trying to get himself in the zone, and be ready for this grind. He knows it's going to be a bit of a grind. I'm not sure if he'll go to 5 this year, but I mean, I know that he's ready for anything.
Well, he is the 3-time world champion. He's bidding to make history in front of his home crowd and make it for, and we caught up with Andrew Bagley.
That's unbelievable.
Wow, he deserves all this adulation.
Andrew Bagley, world champion again.
Bagley surely now has to be known as the greatest ping pong player of all time.
Do you remember your first competitive ping pong outing?
It was 2013 and I just thought to myself, oh, this is an interesting tournament, it's in England, it's in London, I live in Milton Keynes, and I just thought, why not? Let's have a go at this. I used to play a little bit of hard bat when I was like 8, 9 years old, and I knew I was handy with a hard bat, so I thought to myself, yeah, let's have a go at this. It's a level playing field with the equipment, why not? But I just thought to myself, let's try and win a match. And then obviously the first year I got to the quarters, so I thought, oh well, I'm pretty decent at this, and then it went from there really.
And he takes it, absolutely thrilled, absolutely thrilled. Game and match, a new world champion of ping pong.
That was crazy because that was, Maxim was the Russian player who'd won 2 in London at that stage. He was unbeatable at that time. I beat him in the semi, so I made a massive breakthrough initially, beating him, and that elevated me then to go and do a special final against Alexander Fleming. I remember my facial expressions in that match was totally crazy. I just so badly wanted to win.
And there it is, world champion for the 3rd time.
How are you feeling?
I'm dead. I'm getting cramps in my hand. I think we both were, totally gone.
You seem to relish going right down to the wire. Why are you always locked in such epic?
I don't know. There's obviously some. Maybe I'm naturally a little bit of a slower starter. And the best seems to come out of me when I'm down and out, so to speak. Hence why I do so much fitness training to be ready and sharp and physically in the right condition to play the tournaments.
Last year's final, was that then the ultimate test of whether or not the fitness training has worked?
Yeah, physically definitely. I was very tired at the end. I was drained. I had cramp in my hand. You have to put so much force into the shots with this bat. I was drained. I couldn't almost walk out of the venue. And for about 4 or 5 days afterwards, I was totally spent. Winning against every world champion in one tournament is extremely special, and I'd say it's the biggest achievement I've ever done. Yeah, I think my career's been very special because I played table tennis and I've played now for such a long time. I think they're all special in a way. Commonwealth Games, playing so many of them, winning multiple medals, is all really special. I won the English national titles 3 times. Of course, this is an official World Championships, the iconic place at the Alexander Palace. Everyone has a chance and everyone has the potential and possibility to play the World Championships and win the World Championships. That's not always the case in table tennis, actually. I'm very, very thankful and honoured to have played this sport, and it's still lasting, and it's just brilliant.
He's so popular. It's not been totally straightforward for Andrew Bagley as he's reached the final and bids to win this championship for a 4th time, but he has done it. He is here. He will be on this table in a few moments' time. Darius, what's impressed you most about Andrew Bagley's route to the final?
I think that he's just not wasted any opportunities. If he had to win 2-0, he's won 2-0. All the important decisive games he's won. Also, what he done in the last semi-final just now was that he started to play a lot more balls straight. If you look here, keeping his forehand out, painted a straight and middle so that he can't get a good forehand ball in cross. So I mean, his placement is getting better.
You've talked about his tenaciousness and how you sometimes have to win a point 3 times against Andrew Bagley just to get 1 point on the scoreboard, and that certainly seems to be the case. Chris, from a player's perspective, very interested to know what you think of Andrew Bagley's training routine. We've got some pictures of him with his brother doing multi-ball training. How would this help his reflexes, and how has this helped him today?
Well, when you play on the actual match court here, you're only going to receive about approximately a second or so between every shot, whereas here you're pushing yourself beyond the regular amount of time that you're going to receive. You're just going to play so many more balls, you're grooving your arm into everything, so on this court it just becomes premeditated with your shots, really. And now if he can go at this speed, when he comes on here, it does feel that much slower. It's like sometimes when you go practice on that court with someone like Fleming and then you play a slightly weaker opponent the last 32, you do have so much more time. And someone like Andy there, he needs to put those balls away, both sides, because he's not someone like Fleming that we're running around for forehands all the time. He needs his backhand and his forehand in a groove.
So it almost feels a little bit easier. It almost feels slower being out here because you're used to playing him so quick because there's so many balls coming towards you.
Yeah. Well, that hall at Kingston is where we did the pre-camp. That's Milton's his home venue in Kingston, and it is notoriously a lot quicker than this show court. So if you play under those conditions, I'm not personally always the biggest fan, but it seems to work great for Andy. So when he plays on here, he says he feels he has so much time, he feels comfortable on the ball, and he's just, this is his court. It is his court.
It is indeed. This is these guys practicing as we prepare for the final. Andrew Bagley's had a few minutes off. It's a pretty quick turnaround, isn't it? But it's time for the final, and we can hand you over to our MC for the final of the World Championship of Ping Pong 2020, Tahir Hajat.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Matchroom Multisport is proud to present the Beck Victor World Championship of Ping Pong 2020 final. Please welcome your first player. Give it up, make some noise from Germany, Alexander the Flash Fleming.
Alexander Flash Fleming coming onto the court. Two-time former finalist. Can he win?
And now his opponent for this one, it's the reigning champion from England, it's Andrew Bagley.
He's won the event 3 times, professional table tennis player, but he ain't half bad at ping pong either, is he? This, as you've heard the guys say, is his court. These are his fans, and tonight he has the chance to make history, make it 4 in a row. Andrew Bagley looking to make it a record-breaking 4th World Championship of Ping Pong title up against Alexander Fleming. Your commentators for the final are Colin Wilson and Tony West.
Tony, thank you very much. We come to the final match of the final session of the weekend here at the end of January. The World Championship of Ping Pong 2020. We're looking at Alex Fleming, who's choosing the toss there in the blue, and Andrew in the red shirt, 3 times world champion. What a man. You can see how he's come through this. This is why they want it. The money's good, but the training is done for this title, the glory of winning this. Andrew's won it 3 times previously. As he was saying, in 2019, he beat all previous winners to win this title. He beat Maxim Shmiriev, he beat Yan Weihao and Wang Shibo. So, best of 5 now, and it's the first of 15 points. And this time, 2 power plays, the double point ball. They have 2 opportunities to use this in a best of 5 sets.
So let's have a look at Alex and how he's done in this tournament so far. You can see just the 1 set lost against the 3-time winner Shmiriev. Other than that, a perfect record. Looks comfortable all the way through, apart from against Maxim. And of course, he's got 1 more 3-time winner to face. Colin?
Yeah, one Andrew Bagley. And look at his record as he's got through to the final. 2-0, 2-0, all the way through. Hasn't even dropped 1 game, which is pretty amazing. One nice thing that we saw in the break, as Andrew was recovering, he's come from the bottom half of the draw, so a little break for Andrew, and then Alex asked Maxim Shmiriev, who he beat 2-1 in the quarterfinals, to give him some final practice, and Maxim went, yeah, of course I will. And so Alex and Maxim were playing at the back of the courts, having already competed against each other earlier in this session. So wonderful community, wonderful sportsmanship. But now game face goes on, and it's Bagley to serve. Shaking the tension out of his calves. Backhand to backhand exchange to start. And although Bagley's won this, we do have Alex Fleming, his current World Cup champion from the competitions in China. And he's been in the final of this competition in 2017 and 2015. And I have to say, Tony, that Alex's game has definitely matured since those days.
Oh yeah, I mean he's always been a phenomenal player, fantastic forehand, fast around the court, but I think he's added a really special backhand to that. He's been working so hard on his backhand. If he gets caught there now, it's a danger for his opponent.
Yeah. And he was fit before. If you remember, he got to the final once and got cramp in the final, which really didn't help him against Yan Wei Hao back in 2017. So he's made sure he's the fittest person around. And they call him the Flash. He's quick, but also he's learnt to generate tremendous stamina to take him through this whole two-day tournament and through to the final under the TV lights. Best of 5. This is going to be grueling for both players.
4-1.
So Fleming gets the net and gets off the mark. Takes his first point against the serve.
Slower balls from Bagley, and then suddenly he'll play a faster one. So you'll see Bagley changing the pace. Alex maybe being slightly the more powerful on average. Come on, Andy, they're calling. So
Yep,
the English
plenty
supporters.
of home support for Andrew.
Yeah, Milton Keynes based. 3 times Commonwealth gold medalist, Andrew Bagley, in table tennis. 3 times national champion. So wonderful, glittering table tennis career. Alex Fleming, very strong player in his own right, plays in the 2nd division in the German league. So not quite the same standard at table tennis, but loves this form of the game, trains really hard for his sandpaper. And you can see total commitment, great technique, and he's built his game around the sandpaper bat.
Yeah, his game suits this format because he is so quick, hits that forehand so hard. And we've seen a great start from Andrew, getting a 4-love lead, but Fleming not letting Andrew get away, works so hard to bring it back to level.
Big shots from both players. Whoa! Both players hogging the backhand side of the court to play forehands. So there, both players now round, playing forehands from the backhand corner. Bombs from Bagley, but it wasn't enough. Alex has trained for this. Can you imagine the multi-ball training, Tony, that they've been doing? In fact, you've seen some of it and probably delivered some.
Yeah, you were saying last year, coaching Ian Johnson, he wore through 3 pairs of shoes doing multiple training. They work so hard, these guys. Really do.
And to be honest, we'll just say that was Tony that was coaching and feeding the multi-balls for Ian Johnston. So working very, very hard with the Scottish lad. And sure enough, he'd got his best ever result this year. So well done, Tony, the coach, and the multi-ball feeder. Did you buy him the extra shoes? Brilliant play.
Certainly not.
Oh, the ability to retrieve. Both players retrieving, especially Andrew in that rally. Wonderful stuff. Inspiration from both players. But the control that goes along with it, the movement that goes along with it, it's really exceptional. Lucky one, sorry, from Andrew. Ball hit the top of the net.
Service.
So, first to 15 points for the first game. Yeah, so previous rally, let's look at the speed here. Both players stretched. Amazing. That's wonderful. Andrew going back and slowing it down. Came back, speeded it up again. Got caught away from the table a second time. Amazing that after all of that, Andrew took the point. Could be a thunderstorm and Andrew Bagley would play his way through it.
Oh yeah, indeed. He doesn't let anything get in his way. Very nip and tuck the start of this match, though, Colin. I think we might be in for yet another long, close final. Oh, just catches the edge, but very positive forehand anyway from Andrew.
Great forehand from Andrew, showing that he's got the power as well. An absolute bomb from the backhand corner, cross court. 8-6 Bagley. Players get 2 serves each before they change over. Just hear the effort they're putting into it. It's pretty much boxing from a 9-foot distance. Trading blows. Oh, squeezed that one out. The ball was right into his shoulder. I thought he was in trouble, but he squeezed it down the line and managed to get the power on it. Beautiful shot. Ball's in back even. 8 points all.
What an amazing shot, because it was so close to him, he couldn't really rotate. That was all power from the arm. Amazing.
He had no leverage, did he? Ball was so close to his body. Andrew showing that he can do the same. So, Andrew not playing so many of the slower topspins in this game, but he's actually decided to match Alex Fleming's power point for point. Oh, what a great shot from Alex. That was a beautiful backhand shot. Andrew had to lift it, and then the forehand smash down the line. So, 9 all. Time for a towel break. Every 6 points, that's allowed.
Andrew taking his time, but it's incredibly hot out there, and let's be honest, he has just played that semi-final not that long ago, so he'll be taking in as much oxygen as he can, getting his legs going.
Yeah. Oh, the backhand with the heavy, heavy topspin. Look at the follow-through on that wrist on the backhand. Just made the ball bounce and shoot, and that's what kept him in the rally there. This one down the line. There you go. And you can see the ball was behind Alex Fleming by the time he got to it. Well played, Andrew. Even then, Alex only missed by a couple of millimetres off the net, but that's what you've got to do to get the player off their optimal.
And then we see again, as the game gets towards the end, Bagley just ramping up the power that little bit and just catching Fleming by surprise. Came to him quicker than he was expecting, definitely, that shot.
Fast serve across court. Again, the fast backhand down the line from Andrew. And then when the flash is away from the table, he's got to try and smash Andrew off from that distance. The ball, of course, is decelerating all the time, and then Andrew's in control. One more serve to come. No double point called so far. High thrown serve, pendulum style. Slow balls from Andrew. Well, he tried to change the pace, but it didn't upset the rhythm of Alex Fleming. He's prepared for that. He's expecting that Andrew's going to try and mess up the pace on the ball and upset his timing. But he managed to keep very composed there, Alex Fleming. What's the serve going to be? Half-long topspin. Well, he's backhand chopping well, Alex, but he's 3 points behind. Too late in this game for Andrew to take the double point ball. He's already got 13 up to 15. You can't win the game with your double point ball. So Bagley will have to wait for the next game for this to happen. And that's the Alex Fleming improved backhand. Traditionally, you'd say Andrew Bagley against Alex Fleming, play Alex backhand to backhand, Andrew. But 2020, it's all changed. Andrew's got to think up new ways to win. Alex's backhand is much stronger now.
Yep, certainly is. So Fleming not having to run around on the backhand side to play a forehand quite as much as he used to.
Which, of course, stabilises the forehand from the forehand side, because he's more ready for it. Goes around this time. Again, forehand down the line from the backhand corner. Pretty deadly. So, strong backhands there. Alex must be feeling so confident having that strong backhand. And then down the line, you can see that Andrew was struggling to get there. A nod from Andrew, who knows what he's done to him. And still, Andrew a point ahead. Second of his 2 serves. Fast serve Oh, lucky one from Alex, 13-all.
So nearly got that, Andrew.
Yeah.
So close. Didn't quite get it over the sort of very lip of the edge of the table.
If Andrew had picked that up and made the table, it would have been very, very awkward for Alex to navigate his way over the table to hit that past him. Short topspin serve again. And Alex Fleming, would you believe it, that Alex Fleming is beating Andrew Bagley at backhand to the backhand exchanges?
Well, the other thing is he's finishing the game at the moment stronger than Andrew so far, and that doesn't happen very often either.
No, Andrew's been caught. Went for the big one, too much. He knew it, yes. He let his heart get the better of him. Bit of adrenaline there. Of course, it's a scary thing. You want to get rid of Andrew, but you've got to have the control at the same time.
So first game of the final, sudden death point. Couldn't be closer, and I'm not surprised.
But Andrew gets the serve. Pendulum serve. Backhand to backhand. Andrew goes round. Oh, unbelievable! Alex Fleming takes the first game. Steve Bagley stands up at the back. Coach said, that's okay, we'll be okay. Don't worry, Andrew, will be okay. But the first game to Alex Fleming, absolutely wonderful. And this is how it was done. So, high thrown serve. And look here, the backhand strength of Alex Fleming never used to be that good. There, punch, and then got the slow forehand in, followed by the fast forehand. What brilliant tactics to generate the killer ball. So, from Alex's point of view, they're good backhands, hard forehand to follow a slow one. Well done.
Drive into that ball with that last forehand, and the relief when it goes on, sinks to his knees.
And to play with that precision and that exactitude at match point was absolutely terrific from Alex. But you can see he's throwing his forehand bombs from anywhere. Great shots in the first set. And here's a few of the exchanges. And you see the crowd roaring at the end of these rallies. Either player well worthy of the World Championship. That was a beautiful backhand from Andrew down the line, wasn't it, Tony?
Yeah, always strong on the backhand, but look, surprising seeing how many of these highlights are featuring some great backhands from Fleming.
Yeah. Absolutely. So, Dwayne and Steve have done the coaching that they can. And so, match underway again. Best of three's not enough this time. In the final, it's best of 5, which means that Andrew, having had less time to recover after the semi-finals, Andrew actually would be the first player ever to win the final from the bottom half of the draw. And we wonder if that's got something to do with it.
Yeah, if one player is fit enough and strong enough mentally to break that long term, really, hoodoo, it is Andrew Bagley, that's for sure.
Yeah, could be just one of those things, but interesting to see. I think both of these boys are so fit. Both 36 years of age, and Andrew Bagley's been playing playing table tennis and ping pong for 31 of those 36 years. So he knows this game absolutely inside out. Smooth backhands from Andrew, changing the pace there. Yes, so putting one slow ball and then went harder again. Good idea.
Yeah, even though he's going to the same place, still manages to get great variation in depth and pace.
Went for the big one again, just off. Yeah, when I've seen you doing multiple feeding, when you've been training players, Tony, Ian and others, what I see is you doing a lot of work with you feeding with variable pace, a lot of irregular work to bring the players in and out, different heights, different lengths, different speeds, because that's the way to win, is to get the other players' timing just slightly off.
Oh, what defence from Fleming. It turns it into attack. What a finish.
A golden retriever. He was in all kinds of trouble, but stayed in it. You can see using his wrist on the backhand chop to control and then add power, and then the forehand comes in again. sprints back up to the table, forehand smash winner. Brilliant retrieving. That's a great ball. Andrew wasn't expecting that to go wide to the backhand. You can see he was late onto it. The next ball popped up, and then Alex was able to do the old 1-2 and finish off with the hard forehand.
So we had a similar start to this second game. Bagley getting away fast and Fleming closing the gap, but this time Bagley forging ahead again.
That's a beautiful forehand from Andrew. Again, it's a two-shot system, isn't it? The first one down the line, gets the ball up, and the second one very, very hard. So a placed forehand and then a power forehand.
Yeah, the key is to draw the ball slightly higher, isn't it? If he can pull that higher ball from his opponent, he can then unload with the power on the next shot.
Yeah. So two ways to play the slightly slower topspin. One is to spin it up high and onto the baseline, so they've got to hit you off from further away from the table. And the other one is to play it slower and just over the net, so it's dropping and the opponent has to lift it, and then you can come down on the ball.
5-7 service.
Nice cross-court backhand here from Bagley. Just has that power again. This time the Flash can't lift it over the net.
Come on, says Steve, Andrew's coach. That's the way to do it. Urging him to do more of the same of that. Big shout from Alex there.
Yep, I think we all thought when Alex ran round he was going to go for power on that forehand, but he didn't. Did a bit of a Bagley trick, went a bit slower, and Bagley wasn't quite ready for that change in pace.
So a couple of cheaper points. And that pulls Alex back to 7-all. So Alex is trying to match Andrew's cleverness at changing the pace. He's doing quite well at it. So Andrew's changed up again, decides to go for the power ball. Only one pace there, Tony. Flat out.
Yeah, absolutely. Went for a bit of brute force down the line. Gets it on. That's the winner.
Does the same again. Fast serve and big forehand to follow. But Alex is the one at the table. Overhits.
7-9 service.
Again, just wonder for Alex, is that a little bit of anxiety just to do a tiny bit too much?
7-9.
Got to stay composed despite all the dynamism that he displays. Crowd really getting into this. Backhand to backhand.
7-10.
Andrew again playing a slightly slower ball. Alex knew he was off balance. After the point, he made a little contortion just to show that he was just not quite in position. 10-7 Bagley. Backspin return a serve from Bagley. This time the forehand smash does work.
8 service.
Thought that was double point time, but he's just going for his towel.
Yeah, both players saving their double points at the moment. I think we might see one towards the end of this game.
Yeah, and we've got to remember that this is best of 5, not best of 3, because it's the final, and they actually have 2 double point ball options during this match.
Yeah, what they can't do, of course, is save them both for the last game. You can only use 1 double point per game, and 2 in the whole match.
So the blinking Andrew Bagley. Oh!
11.
The length of the return from Fleming was excellent, and Andrew managed to pick it up on the half volley and give it extra topspin to get the ball up and then down again over the net down the line.
8.
Yeah, you see Fleming put his thumbs up there to Bagley as he rushed across to try and get that. But as I guessed, Bagley has decided to go for that double point ball.
Yep. Had his second serve been on 12 points, he might have gone for that. But he's on 11 points, but Alex serves next and he can't use it against us when he's not serving. So 11 points is the time to use it before it gets too late. Into the crossover of Bagley. Yeah, stuck away from the table there. Steve says that's good, just hold. So a nice result for Andrew Bagley with the double point ball. A nice ball into the crossover to finish.
Yeah, I think this time I'll be surprised if Fleming comes back at Andrew with his double point play, because he's just that little bit too far behind.
Yeah, Alex is just standing back and unable to get the power from that distance. Game point to Bagley. Beautiful defensive play from Andrew Bagley. Alex misses, he's missed a couple of...
Really, aren't they? Bagley having to raise his game against Fleming, and some of these rallies just unbelievable. As you say, it is very hard to pick a winner. Is one player even marginally ahead at the moment or not?
Andrew a little bit, just because he should have won the first set, I believe, and he's been generally leading the whole game. But Alex is just fighting, you know. This match is all about who's going to go harder, who's going to be quicker. You know, this is not about who can play the ball exactly in the right place, it's who's going to score more guts.
Darius, thanks. Let's go back to Tony and Colin.
So, third game. Well, we've enjoyed that, Tony. One game all, and now it's down to effectively a best of three. Bagley's changed his shirt, now playing in black.
Yeah, makes you feel nice and fresh sometimes when you change your shirt. Another one's sweaty and heavy, just makes you feel a bit fresher.
Yeah. Nice short return from Alex. Yeah, set up the rally nicely. After that, Andrew was stretched. It's a little bit like getting your hands around someone's throat and then making sure you don't let go when you've got the advantage. But there, Andrew, great counter. Managed to get out of that and turn his own power to his advantage.
Yeah, there was no variance in pace from either player there, both just going at it very, very quick and fast. And this time Bagley gets it on one more time than Alex, and it's his point.
There's the backhand of Alex Fleming. We've never seen those backhands being so strong.
3-1 service.
So look at the sellout crowd. Wonderful to see. It's been packed all weekend, plenty of noise, a really celebratory atmosphere no matter who's winning. It's almost like one big ping pong party. And in the middle of it, the stars bringing the entertainment for us.
Wow, solid backhands there from Fleming. Bagley was hitting so hard into Fleming's backhand, but he just held firm, kept in the rally, and eventually gets a forehand in and takes the point.
A long way to go in this game still. Oh, what a great forehand from Andrew. You see the way that he pushes his legs up to get the power into that forehand. So he runs around and you see that pushing up through the body. So you see the bat on the table. The bat stays on that side of the table, and so they play with each other's bats and in different games. So no equipment advantage. The bat's given to them, not provided by themselves or created or doctored in any way. They just play with standard tournament bats that are given to them on the day. And they both play with the same bat at different times. Oh, no!
Goodness.
Backhand block from Andrew. Oh, that's fantastic. You can't say well played to one of the two players. They were both stunning.
This is why they're in the final. Look at the quality of this rally. Oh, Bagley only just missed that down the line as well. Such supreme quality.
Big clap from Dwayne Schwartzer as well, Alex's coach. I think he was clapping whether or not that shot from Andrew went on or not.
For each service.
Well, that rally being 5 or 6 shots seemed like it was short, didn't it?
It did. Great exchanges. I'm just loving seeing this backhand from Alex Fleming in a way that we've never seen it before. Stability and power. Oh, Bagley goes for the big one. Just off the end that time. He's nodding though. Risk worth taking. It won't prevent him from having another go at it. Maybe a little bit later. Slower ball from Andrew. Top spinning, heavier now. Oh! Alex beating the ball across court, beating it down the line, beating it across court again. It's amazing that Andrew got the first 2 of those back.
Look how wide he gets his forehand. I think if it wasn't this wide, Andrew was ready for it, but it just got it too far to the left of Bagley for him to pull that backhand off.
So Alex under no illusion that he's powerful enough to get through in one shot, but he was saying that I'm training now to hit 5 balls to expect to win 1 point.
Well, I'm not sure 5's enough in this match. Fantastic play from both again. Fleming, though, stretching out a little way ahead. 7-4, halfway through this third end.
Yeah. And that one rally, Tony, with both playing forehands, was even better than that last one.
5-7.
Bagley up to the power to
Towel
get back.
break. And this is the great rally. You see both players slamming the ball at each other. Big forehands coming in the second half of the rally. So a bit of cat and mouse with the backhands, and then forehand power, top of the net, getting it back. Look at this. How can you keep this up?
Their focus is amazing. There was a couple of balls hit the top of the net in the middle of that rally. They didn't even really seem to notice it.
Hardly
Didn't slow
blinked.
them at all.
Wonderful.
Well, his backhand's got a lot better, but let's not forget just how brilliant his forehand is. That's one of the best you'll see. Turned onto that so quick. It wasn't a bad shot from Bagley at all, but the power that Fleming drove that ball down the line. No chance for Bagley.
Amazing how Alex is getting around his backhand. And he's playing with no space at all. He's go for it again. Missed it.
9-6.
So here's Alex's backhand. She's able to hold him then run round.
9.
He's matured beautifully as a player. Excellent play from Alex. Fleming again, happy with the backhand. 4-point lead in this third game, best of 5. 1 game all. We'll keep saying this is the best we've ever seen, Tony, but it just keeps getting better and better
6,
and better.
11.
Just love how the players are stretching each other to achieve more, and they're rising to the challenge. No holding back. The confidence to build their game and play shots that they've never even played before.
Well, I think I even saw Alex there move slightly towards the forehand side to play a backhand. A rarity. Usually it's the other way around.
Yeah, he was happy being stable with his backhand. When it came to the crossover, he actually stepped the other way. Big lead for Fleming. Lovely topspin backhand from Andrew. Heavy topspin, but also a lot of power as well, getting right over the top of the ball. A little bit of a longer topspin serve from Alex. There's the backhand to stabilise things for Alex. Andrew holds on point-wise because he got the edge. But Alex did everything right there. Backhand to the middle, forehand to the crossover, stabilised with the backhand, and then forehand so wide of Andrew's forehand, but it came back onto the edge. Slow balls from Andrew. Lovely variation. One slow ball and then goes in a little bit harder again. Well done, Andrew Bagley. Really smart play. Puts him back within 3 points. He was 6-12 down, now it's 9-12. Will Alex get the jitters at this point? Lucky, but Andrew got it back and the smash was missed. When the ball comes high and short, you've got to hit it down, not forwards, because you're already close to the end line.
Yeah, he's rushing in as well. That's the problem, I think. As he comes rushing in, the momentum just makes him put it over the end.
Yeah, it's one that we trained for, to be honest. So he'll be really disappointed. You see how he pushed it forwards and didn't need to. Wow, so Fleming at 12-10 and serving, opts for the double point ball. Backspin serve this time. Backhand down the line. Oh, hits the edge. Andrew survives it. That's the second edge in about 4 rallies. Rueful smile from Alex. But hey, he doesn't want to play with the white one anymore. He'll go back to the orange ball.
Oh, bad luck, Alex, but you've got to put that behind you now. It's right at the death of this third end. One game all. These next couple of points so important.
So the big fight on now at 12-11. Alex couldn't get away. That's the best backhand I've seen. Into the crossover, had to step across unusually from the backhand to the forehand to use his backhand, and goes down the line with topspin and side spin. Best backhand of the championships. Big thumbs up from Alex. Knew he was beaten.
When Alex hit that forehand, I thought that's the winner. As soon as I saw him load up like that, really put all his weight into the shot, and Bagley hit it back faster.
He did.
Absolutely incredible.
He gave it back with interest, didn't he? Absolutely stunning backhand from Andrew Bagley. Oh my word, he's going to use his second and final double point ball at 12 all. I wonder if Fleming wins this point, that worth 2 to Bagley, 1 to Fleming. Big forehands. Fleming does win the point, 13-12. Well, Fleming can't return the compliment and use his double point ball because that very rally has given him too many points to use it, 13. But see the backhands. Who would have thought? Helped a little bit by a very gentle top of net in that rally. But credit to Alex that he's now confident in a World Championship final to trade backhand to backhand with the great Andrew Bagley. Fast serve from Andrew. Backhand down the line again, but this time Alex sees it coming.
Wow, do you know what? That's a real turnaround, because I can't remember how far behind Bagley was. It was 12-6, was it? He won those 6 points, got back to 12 all, and Fleming with the strength to forget that, lose his double point, and come back and take these 3 game points, sorry.
Great mental strength, great resilience, and now 3 game points for Alex Fleming. Happy with the backhand again. This time Andrew wins it.
And as ever, of course, Andrew won't go away, so we're down to 2 match points. Nothing will surprise me. Sorry, set points.
Yeah, set points indeed.
Nothing will surprise me. Certainly won't surprise me to see Andrew get back to 14 all.
Andrew holding well at game point down. There's the backhand again. Alex dropped it a little bit short into the middle. Andrew did the same thing again. And now, sudden death at 14 all. People with their hands in their mouths. I think a few fingernails are being chewed around the auditorium now. who is going to go 2 games to 1 up and put themselves within 1 game of victory? Well, Alex has used up his 2 serves. Bagley won both of them against the serve, and now Bagley's serve. Top of net. Hasn't bothered the rally too much. Backhand to backhand once again. Oh, and Alex held his position, stayed confident, pushed Andrew just a little bit back. He can hardly believe that he's 2-1 up and a game away from $20,000.
Yeah, got to hand it to Fleming. We talk about the mental strength of Bagley, but 2 sudden death points. Fleming's not just gambled, he's held long rallies and then produced power at the end to take them. Let's have a look at some of these great points from that end.
Yeah, some beautiful play, best we've ever seen possibly, certainly on backhand to backhand trading. Let's just see the power and the speed. Well, Alex, I would say slightly more dynamic than Andrew. Andrew traditionally regarded as slightly more consistent than Alex and with a better backhand, but there's not a lot between them there. That's the dynamic forehand from Alex Fleming. Wow, not long in between games, is there, Tony, to catch your breath? They're going to be at it again now. 2 games to 1. Bagley serving Lovell in the 4th game of 5, if indeed it goes to 5.
Just looking back at these rallies, just amazing, taking my breath away watching them, even for the 2nd time.
And just interesting looking at the score that Fleming is 2 games to 1 up, but Bagley has 1 more points.
Yeah, indeed. Fleming coming through the pressure of 2 sudden death points.
Yep, they're all big ones, but certainly 14 all's the biggest of them all. Alex Fleming just steady with his backhand. He's so happy to sit there and just keep trading.
Yeah, did break down eventually that time, but Bagley's going to have to do this the hard way now, playing the 2nd semi-final, less recovery time, and now 2 games to 1 down. It's going to be one hell of a physical feat if he comes back and wins his match.
Again, the top spin with side spin. It's like the table tennis Liam Pitchford shot that he's developed. Amazing with these sandpaper bats, they do get an extra little bit of arc and extra kick off the table when they try and spin the ball. They get about 2% of the spin of a modern day sponge rubber bat, but they will use that 2%. It's very interesting that Andrew Bagley said he doesn't try to maximize the spin to get the ball to dip, but he optimizes the arc on the ball depending on the situation. Very clever way to think about it, to operate.
1-3 service.
Sometimes if the ball's high enough, he doesn't need to make the ball dip. He'll drive through it more. When the ball's a little bit lower and he needs to get a bit of extra power, then he'll use extra topspin.
About as close as we get to an unforced error, I think, that from Fleming. Ball did pop up a little bit.
Yeah, he got his right foot stuck behind the ball on contact there on the forehand, so it's just a little bit too close to it and too much behind the ball.
5-1.
Well, Bagley's come out in his fourth game and doing what he needed to do. Couldn't afford to get behind. Fleming's still got a double-point power play as well, so to keep himself in this match, he's come out 5-1 lead as we go to the first tail break.
So lots of urging from the crowd. Thumbs up from Alex. Yeah, I'll try. But they're so able to focus in now on the rally. Totally unperturbed, undistracted by the crowd. In fact, loving the atmosphere, soaking up the energy, using it to provide inspiration, sometimes ideas. See Alex just picking away at his fingers. He's got a little covering to stop his bat getting any stop his hand getting any blisters against the bat. You can see it on his thumb there.
2-6
Well,
service.
at the start of this match, we've had Andrew closer to the table than Alex, and Alex looks a little bit bothered about maybe a bit of rubbing going on his fingers on the bat. That can be distracting.
2-7.
So he's got a little covering on both the thumb and the forefinger, 2 fingers that are touching the sandpaper. Backspin serves, and now he's more up to the table than Andrew.
7-3.
You get the feeling that if Alex is going to win, Tony, he's got to play a little bit closer to the table than this.
Yeah, he's certainly got to ensure that Bagley's dealing with speed and power from him and not able to dominate.
So still happy to Alex to play from away from the table, put the odd backspin in. But it's not working for him.
Good variation from Bagley. Just took a little bit of pace off that last shot. Saw Fleming didn't quite reach him, just stretched out towards it, and that put off his timing, put it in the net.
Alex Fleming in China, World Cup champion twice, never world champion in Ali Pali in London. Going for his first ever win. He's 2 games to 1 up, but you can just feel that the momentum is with Andrew Bagley at the moment.
Yeah, certainly almost 3/4 of the way there now to winning the 4th end and taking us to a final deciding game.
Topspin serve this time, really deliberate topspin serve from Alex Fleming. It's actually quite a hard serve to do and keep it short enough. Backspin serve. Counter backhand. Both players playing to the crossover and refusing the opportunity to play forehands. Well, you'd never have expected that in this final, Tony. Now the forehands come in.
Fantastic play from Fleming. You saw there, Bagley just caught the net at one stage, and look at that, managed to control it back, keep it low, and then regain his balance and composure to carry on and start attacking for the rest of the point. And in the end, took long enough, he eventually gets his reward.
Yeah. And in the end, it was a forehand-to-forehand exchange that got Alex the point. I think if Alex goes back on the backhand, it's dangerous for him. He's got to stay close. Overhit from Andrew. You see there, the head was slightly too high, chin up. Couldn't keep the ball down. Both players really exerting themselves. You can hear them exhaling. Forehand from the crossover from Alex, dropped into the bottom of the net, really. So you can see this last forehand there. Yeah, less than halfway up the net. So he's telling himself something about the tactics. Bagley favourite at the moment to push this to a 5th and final game. Oh, touched the edge.
6-11.
Fleming can't work his way back in, and just a little edge like that really not only halts your progress, but pushes your opponent one closer to 15 points. Some lovely backhand from Andrew, just a little bit faster. Just feel that Andrew's using the change of pace a little bit more sensibly again.
Yeah, and he's just been no mistake table tennis from Andrew, and Stephen, his brother, his coach, will be very happy with the way this game's gone.
Yep, I think he's preparing the banana and the orange juice for a few points of time if he's optimistic. So, a Dwayne Schwarzer eye view, Fleming's coach. Dwayne also winning at this championships. He competed. A lovely game against a 13-year-old Filipino. He's the best 13-year-old sandpaper ping pong player I've ever seen. So we'll look out for some future stars. Lots of great young players this year. 6 teenagers played. 5 female players in the last 64. And thousands of players across 25 qualifying championships across the world ever since June to qualify for this finals, and the last 64 that's been going on since yesterday afternoon. And it all comes down now in terms of the trophy to this final.
8-13.
And that one didn't go over the net, and so Fleming takes the point. Did Fleming's bat hit the end of the table then? I heard it clonk.
Service.
Yeah, just caught it on the table, so tried to lift his bat quickly to play the next shot. Big backhand from Bagley gives him 7 game points.
Does indeed, although the last one would be a sudden death if it happened. But now, look at the points on the board.
Perfect symmetry on that scoreboard. 15-14 Fleming, 15-8 Bagley, 15-14 Fleming, 15-8 Bagley.
Well, another shirt's coming off. He's gone back to red again. So some singing, so some highlights from the last game. Andrew changing the pace with great presence of mind, I think, that Andrew's been playing with in that 4th game. And it all comes down to a 5th one. That was the net cord that we saw. See, Alex got his balance back beautifully after that. Great stuff from Alex. Some of the best rallies we've ever seen in this form of the sport.
So fast.
Yeah, much improved backhand from Alex Fleming. I just wonder whether Andrew now has got used to this new backhand of Alex's, and he can hold against it in the way that Andrew Bagley can pressure hold. And I wonder whether Andrew will be happy to trade backhand to backhand, and he'll gamble that in the end there's nothing that Alex can do to actually win the point with his backhand against Andrew.
Well, I think he's got enough power to win some points with it, but I still think you're right in one way that Bagley would feel he was going to win in the end, going backhand to backhand, having those exchanges.
On average, yeah. Little word with the umpire there. Something going on. Andrew cooling his hands. We know that Alex has had a little bit of discomfort. Maybe renewed his plasters. Oh, the ball was broken. So they've changed the ball. A couple of hits just to show that the new one is good. And away they go. Not a point in it. 15-14, 8-15, 15-14, 8-15. Wow.
Yep, so this is it. All down to this final game.
Yep.
Bagley takes the first point. Fleming has a slight advantage in having a power play left, Colin.
Yep. Bagley's won a few more points over the first 4 games. Fleming a specialist in this final at 14-all. And you never know, we might get 14-all again. I don't think we can cope with the excitement from it.
I almost feel this match and the tournament has been so great. Certainly deserves a classic. So I wouldn't mind seeing 14-all again.
Change of tactics from Bagley. Played 2 little short backspins. Got a little cheap fault out of Alex Fleming. A lot of balls going into the crossover now because both players are happy to trade backhands. So they're playing to the middle a little bit more. A careful forehand from Alex Fleming.
Oh my
Opening
word.
out with the forehands now. Oh!
No.
Oh, unbelievable rally.
Do you know, I thought Alex was going to win that point about 3 times.
Yeah.
Typical Bagley.
3 times, I think Andrew was dead. I completely agree. How did Bagley get away and win that one? The sheer determination, defiance, won't let the ball go through him. Willing to struggle and struggle.
I've got to remember to stop breathing whilst these points are going on, Colin.
I know. I'd be happy for either of these players to win. They so deserve it. Alex for the first time if he does.
3-2. 2.
And here, this is what Bagley was doing in the long rally, picking up the forehand. You see the pushing of that right thigh, get the lift onto the ball.
Yeah, that's the one there where I thought Fleming had hit a winner. Got it so wide, but Bagley just sprung across, dealt with it.
Unbelievable. Tony, you know how many points, how many shots there were in this rally?
Go on, Colin.
44. Andrew's really out of breath at the end of that one, isn't he? And for some reason, they're having a tiny break at 3-2.
Yeah, interesting. Not quite sure. Is it a timeout?
Well, an opportunity to get... It's funny that both of the coaches have got plenty to say, and it's only 5 points since they spent another minute with them. So a little breather for both of the players. So a couple of previous rallies again. And here's the 44 shots again, Tony. Amazing. And that slow ball from Alex, I thought was a little bit telling, because in the end, I think he got a bit tight. There, pulling his shot, not really getting the power. But the consistency, absolutely immaculate. The placement, immaculate. And I just can't believe that Andrew Bagley won the point in the end.
Bagley to serve.
I can't believe most of that point, to be honest. I can't believe that the energy that was used up in there, that they were still going after sort of into the late 30s of shots.
Yeah. Supremely fit players. The amount of training they do off the court as much as on the court to prepare for this championships. Good switch from Andrew. Alex got to his forehand quite easily, but then back to backhand to backhand. And this is what we were saying, that in the end, Bagley might gamble that backhand to backhand, Alex is much better, but he's going to show that he's still slightly superior across this diagonal.
Yeah, I'm just thinking as well, I wonder how long Fleming will leave it before he uses his double point. I think if he gets a few points behind, he'll use it. He'd like to save it till later when it's very close towards the end, but he may not be able to.
I think you're right. He might have to use it just to keep himself in somewhere in touching distance.
Well, that big forehand will help. Just a 1 point behind now.
Fleming's back, 4-all. Final game. World Championships of Ping Pong 2020. $20,000 for the winner, $10,000 for the loser of this match, the finalist. Alex has been to the final twice and not won. Andrew has been to the final 3 times and won 3 times.
This time, Bagley got one more back than I thought. When Fleming hit that backhand just into the right hip, the crossover of Bagley, I thought he might win that. But Bagley got it back, so Fleming just hit it harder into the body again. But this time, Bagley couldn't quite lift it.
Still Alex going backhand to crossover and backhand. I feel that Alex isn't hitting the forehand quite as hard, and he's playing a bit more of an Andrew Bagley cat and mouse game with the forehand. Surprises me, but it seems to be working. There, controlled forehand, and he's actually affected the timing of Bagley. So, very intelligent play there from Alex Fleming, is a step ahead of us. Backspin serve, top of net, didn't put the players off.
6-5.
I feel that Alex's forehand is better on a longer ball than it is on a half-long ball.
Yeah, when he's had to reach towards the net for it, he's made a few errors with that shot, hasn't he?
Yeah, and the fatigue and the tension, neither of those factors will help at this stage, so he's got to be careful but relaxed. Trading blows.
Not again. How many times can they have rallies like this?
Service.
Alex again looks at his hand. I wonder if he's got a slight blister.
6-8 service.
So 6 each, time for a towel down. And after the next point, they'll change ends and bats.
Bagley's a machine. I noticed there it was Fleming who looked like he was blowing and trying to get as much oxygen as he can. Bagley walked to his towel, looking quite fresh. Amazing.
6-all final game, World Championship final. Careful forehands from Alex Fleming. Placing it gently. So Andrew, in a way, is forced to be the power player in that rally and overhitting. So time to change ends. 7-6 in the final game.
Yeah, no surprise, is it? Just the 1 point in it as we halfway through the final game.
Yeah, in theory the bats are the same, but they won't play exactly the same. These players have got such infinite sensibility that they'll feel a difference between these bats. Both players have said that the bats this year have got bigger and better sweet spots. The quality's slightly higher and the sweet spot is slightly bigger, and also they play a tiny, tiny bit slower than in previous years. And still able to hit it mighty hard. Backhand to backhand, backhand to crossover. Probing and probing while they're striking it at each other. Oh, backhand to backhand rally that we've ever had. Longest one, I think, possibly at this backhand to backhand in history. And normally we get the forehand starting later in the rally. And sure enough, Alex gets around the backhand. Just look how wide he was able to play that ball into Andrew's backhand for the winner. Hit the edge of Andrew's bat. Alex looks tired.
Not surprised.
Well, I'm not blaming him, Tony, but you know what I mean.
The faith that Alex is showing in his backhand. There were so many opportunities for him to turn and hit his trademark forehand, but he's just happy to stay.
So that was about 20 or 30 shots, and Alex effectively is doing an irregular footwork exercise all to Andrew Bagley's backhand. Sort of thing you do in training.
6-9.
Didn't switch it once.
So Fleming pulling away. 3-point gap, and the worry for Bagley is Fleming's still got that power play to use, which he could bring in his next serves. Massive point for Bagley, this.
Oh, I don't believe the length of these rallies. It's not as if they're patting the ball at each other. Throwing the bombs, they're just coming back. Alex in trouble, but it comes back to the table. This time, Andrew wins.
This match is incredible, Colin. I've just been informed the rally before was 47 strokes, beating the previous 44. This one can't have been that far off it either.
Absolute roar from the crowd. The respect and the esteem in which these players are held by this sellout crowd at Alexandra Palace. Every rally pretty much a long one. Every rally getting a cheer of respect for both players. They've really given everything.
I have to say, well done to the umpire there. Really on the ball, noticing. Fleming gave the ball to Bagley to serve. Straight on it. No, it's your serve, Alex.
Forehand flick. Backhand down the line. So Alex playing the forehand and then slightly out of position when it comes back to the backhand. Bagley's back in it at 9-8.
Just going to say, roaring back into it, Bagley. Fleming now deciding 9-8. He's going to hold off on that double point power play. He's going to save it to his next set of serves.
Change of pace from Bagley. Fast topspin and slow topspin. Flatter balls on the forehand. Couple of little errors from Alex after many, many good balls. Is this the time that Bagley starts to turn it around?
Incredible rally. Seemed short after some of the others. Must have been 20 shot plus. And there we are, 9-all, Colin. After all this.
Yeah, comes down to who's first to 6 points from here. No juice. No winning by 2 clear points. You get the 15 points from 14 and you've done it. Bagley serves, that's a let serve. So he's back in the pink after trying a black shirt.
9-10.
Again, another massive point for Bagley coming up. Remembering that Alex can use his PowerPoint play on the next, one of the next 2 points after this on his own serve.
He can. Oh, went for the power down the line. 10 all. Is it time for Fleming to use his double point ball? It's the final one. You see Alex goes for the extra power down the line. It's always a risk to go down the line rather than across court when you add pace.
Well, first to 5 points now.
Backspin serve, half long. Oh, it flew off the end. Alex looks like he doesn't even know why it went so far off.
Timeout for Fleming. 1 minute, please.
Okay, a 1 minute timeout is allowed. Alex looks like he's limping. So a timeout allowed of 1 minute. And we have 2 limpers. Smash. Brilliant technique.
Oh, I thought so. Alex had to do it. Pulls out the double point ball.
Andrew gobbling down a bit of carbohydrate there.
Fleming.
He'd rather have done this when he was ahead, but here we are. He can, in this one rally, take the lead if he converts this.
Topspin serve. Oh, hits the net. Doesn't go for the big forehand again. Happy to go back to backhand the backhand. I get the feeling that Alex should go, when the ball's a bit higher, he should go for the big forehand.
I think Alex saw that touch, but I don't think it did, Alex.
No, I'm sure it didn't. Is the ball okay?
Oh, he thinks that the ball might have cracked during the rally.
Well, no joy.
Change back to the yellow one now anyway.
Okay, no joy for Fleming. 12-10 down now. Bagley, can he be the most decorated player of all time by beating Maxim Shmiriev's 3-time World Championship record? This would be a 4th win for Andrew Bagley. Alex Fleming's backhand says no. He's not going anywhere. Fleming wants this. He's been in the final twice before and lost. He will want this so badly. He'll give everything.
And he certainly did in that point. That was one where I thought Bagley had it, but this time Fleming just pulled out the chop block to stay in the point, and that made Andrew make the mistake. Just caught the top of the net and flew off because of the backspin that Fleming put on that last shot.
Indeed. Fleming was under lots of pressure but stayed in that one. Crossover, managed to squeeze out that forehand. Fleming's possibly the best in the world there at doing that one. Quicker than Bagley out of the crossover. But look at this rally again. Top of the net, keeping balance, big forehands. But the hardest forehand was reserved for Bagley. I really think that Alex Fleming has taken 10% of the power off his forehand, and it's not helping. He's got to hit that harder, that ball. Didn't quite give it enough beans. Bagley saw it just in time, cracked it across to the forehand.
Yeah, do you see how fast his arm went through that final forehand?
Steve Bagley on his feet, clapping above his head. 13-11. Andrew Bagley 2 points away from being the biggest winner in history in this sport. All the double point balls gone.
13.
4 games shared between them, and it all comes down to these last few points. Can they hold their nerve? Alex Fleming plays a soft
11,
third ball
14.
after his serve onto the top of the net, and it just bounces off. You'd say it was a weak point, and that leads to the biggest of all points, championship point for Andrew Bagley. Nowhere else for Alex to go but to win everything from this moment. That's one back. Steve's lost his cool. He's ruffling his head. It's getting to him as well. Andrew, you're going to have to stay cool all on your own now. But he's certainly doing that. 3 match points for Bagley. 3 times world champion. Look at that desire. Focus is there. Backhand to backhand again. Right on the end of the table from Bagley. Will that forehand go on? Yes, but it comes back. Oh, Bagley goes for the flying backhand, disappears with his head into the barrier. A nod. Steve staying cooler. Andrew staying pretty cool. Now Fleming 2 points away from victory himself.
Incredible play from Fleming here. I thought Bagley hit some absolute stormers, but he got them back and in the end managed to get that forehand so wide it drove Mr. Bagley onto the floor. 2 match points and championship points left though.
Must be terrifying for Alex. Every time he hits a hard ball, he's just terrified how it's coming back. Match point Bagley. No, I don't believe it.
We knew it was coming, didn't we?
It had to happen. 2 great champions of the sport. 14 all. Match point. And for Alex Fleming, he's got hold of the ball. He's not going to give it away. He's got the serve. What will Alex do to start this rally? Will he surprise with a long serve? He's looking at his coach. He's got a plan. Slow topspin, short return from Andrew Bagley. Andrew plays the backhand wide of the forehand, it comes back long. And Andrew Bagley is the winner, the champion of champions.
Extraordinary endurance, physical stamina and concentration. What a match. Was that the greatest ping pong match of all time? That's what the experts in the commentary box are already saying. Absolutely unbelievable from Andrew Bagley and his opponent, Alexander Fleming, as well. But the truth is that Bagley is a history maker, a record breaker. He's now won this tournament 4 times. He is the world champion of ping pong 2020, and he did it the hard way, didn't he? This is the tournament that went down to the very final ball, and Andrew Bagley has won. Over to your MC, Tahir Hajjaz.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Matchroom Multisport is proud to present the Bet Victor World Championship of Ping Pong 2020 presentations. To help present the awards, please welcome into the main arena COO of Matchroom Multisport, Emily Fraser, and World Championship of Ping Pong founder, Jeffrey Begotten, ladies and gentlemen. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's now time to invite the 2 semi-finalist losers on to the main table. So please, can we get a round of applause first for Liang Chu? And from Scotland, Gavin the Rungdog Runge. And now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please give it up for your runner-up winning $10,000. Please give it up for Germany's Alexander the Flash Fleming. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to collect their medal and eventually their trophy, please give it up for the 2020 Beck Victor World Championship of Ping Pong champion from England, it's Andrew Bagley.
There in the most epic fashion with the most wonderful performance in the most wonderful game of ping pong I think we've ever seen at the Alexandra Palace. How are you feeling?
Exhausted.
You've every right to.
Yeah, this was the hardest one, definitely. It superseded all the other ones. Incredible, incredible. Thank God for it. Amazing, special. Thank you for everyone supporting me. Thanks to my brother, Anna, everyone. Thank you so much. I felt the love. Thank you. Thank you.
All your 4 wins have gone 3-2, and this one's gone right to the last point. What does that say not only about your skill, but your mentality and your mental strength?
Yeah, I think this is my weapon. Obviously my mind and the fight and my composure as well. I think I showed probably the best composure I've ever showed. I was quite calm, actually, to be honest, and physically strong. Just now I'm totally gone.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was physically very good shape as well, and just all round it was unbelievable. He's an unbelievable player. In the training, he was beating me quite easily, so I didn't have any real hope to beat him. But I caught him a few times in the training, but I got some revenge today. But he's going to win this one day for sure.
Can you just give us an assessment of the quality we've just seen? I mean, some of the rallies we saw were approaching 50 points, and the guys are already saying that's the best game we've ever seen in terms of quality and drama and excitement. Would you agree with that?
Yeah. It was better than my match against Jan, I think, definitely. Yeah, it was actually. It was the consistency of the quality was so high. Alex's backhand's improved so much, and he's so fast. He's never gone. He's never beaten. He's just an amazing player.
Just pause there, Andrew, for a minute if you can. We'll come back to you in a sec, but I just want to have a quick word with Alex because he was part of probably the best game we've ever seen here, Alex. And listen, I just want to say on behalf of everyone here watching the game and everyone watching the game live on Sky Sports, congratulations on a fantastic tournament and thank you for the entertainment you've provided. Can you just sum up how you're feeling at this time?
I feel very satisfied. Thanks for all the support you gave me through the weekend. Especially the Dutch, German, Irish guys. You're amazing. I love to come back. And yeah, I can't feel pity or sad because it was a great final and I can't say I did anything wrong. Possibly next time, Andy, in training, I won't show everything to you. I learn for the next time. I'm a smart guy, so yeah, I will come back next year and hope we get a revenge match, my friend.
We look forward to seeing you again next year. We always look forward to seeing you here. You bring great character and excitement to the competition, and you know that. Just a mention for what Andrew said there. He said he's sure that you will come back and win one day. Is that how you feel at the moment, that one day you will win this great championship?
I feel we play at equal level. Now we can play back and forth, and it all depends on the day, how everybody's in shape, maybe a little bit smarter, better in the head. Yeah, Andy gets insane on this table. I don't know what's up. It's like his living room, 5 times better than in training. He's a real champion, so yeah, it's okay. I'm proud of you, Andy. Thanks for all the week, for your support this week. Yeah.
Well done. Listen, thanks very much for talking to us, Alex, and thanks for all the entertainment you've given us, and well done on a great championship. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Just one final word to the champion. 4 times you've won this great tournament. That's history in itself. We keep meeting like this, same time next year?
Yeah, if I'm healthy and fit, sure, I'm going to play again. So, yeah, just I'm going to enjoy this moment now and not think about next year. Just enjoy this time.
Yeah, you're very right to. Listen, I hope you and your family have a terrific night celebrating your 4th win in this championship. Thanks for talking to us and thanks for all the entertainment. You're a great champion and well done once more, Andrew.
Thank you.
Andrew Bagley, the champion once again of the World Championship of Ping Pong.
England versus Germany is a famous sporting rivalry, but has there ever been a match in any sport that was as close as that? Andrew Bagley, now the 4-time world champion. Ecstasy for Andrew Bagley, but it was so close by the finest of margins. Darius still alongside me. Darius, was that the greatest ping pong match and possibly the greatest ping pong victory that we've ever witnessed?
Absolutely, it was breathtaking. I don't know what to say. It's like watching a horror film.
I mean, some of those rallies were approaching 60 shots. How did they raise their game so much in the final when they were clearly, physically, absolutely exhausted? You can see it now with both of them.
I don't know, but I've never played that many shots. I've never watched that many shots. I mean, it's crazy. That's a sheer mental strength, physical. I mean, I'm sure halfway through that rally, they wanted to both say, just give up, and I just keep going and pushing each other to the limits, as you saw, one of the greatest finals ever.
We said last year that Andrew Bagley was physically utterly exhausted after his final, and he had cramp as well. I mean, he can't have imagined it would be like this again. It was, and yet again he's managed to prevail in the most extraordinary circumstances.
I mean, absolutely. I mean, I think Andrew will be taking a week off, you know. Well, I hope he does because he deserves it. But I mean, it would be similar to him running a marathon probably. His body, his legs, the emotions, the pain in the arms and the back after will just be haunting him for the next few days.
Alexander Fleming said he wanted to play Andrew Bagley again in the final. They're friends, and he was confident that he could win it, and he so nearly got there. He even sounded confident about getting his revenge next year in that post-match interview.
Yeah, I mean, Alex again, just unlucky. I mean, that's the most humble way to put it, is just unlucky. I mean, he deserved to win at one point, but Andrew just doesn't know how to give up. He doesn't know how to stop. And it just shows the depth and just the quality of Andrew as a human being and as a champion.
Darius, thanks very much indeed. Let's just confirm the roll of honour for the World Championship of Ping Pong, because now he has made history. We've been saying all the way through the weekend, could he do it? In front of his home crowd, in an arena which he's made his own, could he win this tournament 4 times? And he has. Andrew Bagley, the 4-time winner. He won it in 2015, 2016, 2019 and 2020. And it's a tournament that's gone down to the final point. You can't ask for any more than that, really. Congratulations to Andrew Bagley, now the 4-time world champion. Goodbye.